Okay, sir. You can start the event. There are 20 attendees.
Okay.
You can start, sir.
Okay. Good morning, everyone.
Morning.
So, welcome to today's session. So, in today's session, let's see about file handling using Python. Okay. So, I hope yesterday's session was pretty useful, and I gave little intro about how to start using Python and how we can use the softwares like Anaconda and Jupyter Notebook for our hands-on training, right? So based on that, let's today have a look at how file handling works. So the agenda for today's session is like, let's see how a traditional Python file handling works. Okay. And and second agenda is like, let's see how to work with an Excel file or a CSV file. CSV file is nothing but a comma separated file. It's one of the file format which is very commonly used across industry. So Excel, even more than Excel, CSV is much more widely used. But for now, both Excel and CSV will work pretty similar only. So let's I think it is much probably if you try to learn any one type of file on how to handle Excel file, it's more than enough. You can even work with CSV file. Okay, I think today in today's session I'm not gonna jump into much theoretical because at times it might become a little boring. So mostly we'll have a practical session. So if you have any questions, stop me then and there. We can try to resolve it then and there. Okay. So file handling. So so why do we need to handle files? That's the first basic question when it comes to our mind. Okay. So okay, whenever you work in real time on a projects, right? So any data will come in as a files. Okay, so for example, if you want to know the list of customers who ordered iPhone from an Amazon website yesterday, then they'll extract you a chunk of numbers and send it to you for verification or any analytics purpose. Okay, so any transformation or any mode of an information sharing is done using files. Okay, so it is really necessary to understand how file handling works. Okay, so the most commonly used files in the industry currently is Excel file, CSV file, and currently PDF files is becoming more popular, and normal text files, .txt files. So these are the most commonly used files, which is very popular currently. There are other file formats too, but XML, we have XML files, which HTML files. So these are like yeah, these exist in the industry for quite long, but very commonly used is Excel and CSV file because of its readability. Okay, Excel is when you see the UI of Excel, it looks very simple and elegant for anyone to work on, but Excel is a very powerful tool, and it has quite a lot of advantages which we do not really know in a real world. Okay, so that's one of the main reason why Excel and CSV is most popular file in the current world. So CSV is nothing but it's a comma separated file. So I'll show you an example later of how a CSV file will look. So whenever you share some information in a CSV file, it will be like comma separated. For example, if you want to know if I'm getting a list of students from a college, so serial number, comma, name, comma, department, comma. So this is how a file will be shared. Let's have a practical session, then probably we'll understand better. Okay, so first thing is how will let's see. This is how a traditional file handling works. First thing is you need to know how open function works. Okay, so there are three modes in which we can open a file. One is in read mode. Read mode in the sense a file already existing, you are just viewing it. It's in a read mode. Okay, so you're not going to make any changes to it. You're just going to read it. So that's called. So in that situation, you can use the read mode. Write mode is nothing but whenever you want to write or make some changes to the existing file, then you can use write mode. Append mode is nothing but difference between write mode and append mode is write mode. When you want to write something into a file, it completely replaces the existing content. Okay, so that's what write mode is used for. Whereas if you use append mode, it will get append to the existing content. Okay, and R plus is nothing but it's used for both reading and writing. Okay, so let's have let's see how this works in a practical session. Okay. Let's have a new hands-on session. I'll create a new Python notebook. So session 2, say rough book. Okay, let's do not write it. Okay, first you need to use open function to write to read a file. Okay, so I will declare something called file1. File1, and then you can just use the open function. Then you have to provide a file. Okay, so now I'm looking for a file which I'm trying to read. Okay, so what file can I use? I already have something called file1. Let's use some content over here. Okay. Okay, so let's try to add some contents into my file. This is the existing file. Okay, so my file name is file1. So where do I have this file? It's I need to copy the path, and I need to what else? File1. It's a .txt format, right? So I have to provide it in .txt format, and I need to provide it within quotes. So this will definitely not run. Let me make few mistakes and show you. Only then probably we'll have a better understanding. Okay, so this is definitely not going to work. Because if you see, it throws me some Unicode error. It says like can't decode bytes in position 2, 2, 3, truncated, blah blah blah, and escape. Okay, because if you note the keyword escape, so it doesn't understand this path. Okay, so basically whenever you give a file path, it needs to be within double quotes. You need to provide double slash. It's because it's not identifying the file which I'm trying to read. Okay, now even now, yeah. So I'm printing. So it's just reading the file. It's if you see the output over here, it is not. I am printing whatever I have read in. I opened in my file, but it's not printing the exact output I'm looking for. It's just reading the path alone. One thing I can additionally do is. So yeah, give me a second. Open. Okay, it's file.p. So it's I need to print. So what I was trying to do here is like I was trying to print the file1 variable, but in order to get the contents of the file, I need to use the file.read operation. So only then it will read the contents of the file and print it to me. So let's say so this is nothing but it's a number of lines, that a number of characters that I want to print from my file. So I'm just telling it as 50 characters. So when I run it, it's a Python is an interpreter high level general. If I look into the contents of my file, so it's just reading 50 characters. It's not reading the entire file. Okay, so let me try something like this. Yeah, if you now see, I'm not giving any character specific. If I just simply read, it will print the entire text from my file. So generally, when you want to read an entire file, you generally use this file1.read syntax. But when you have a requirement where you want to read only few set of files, like a few set of lines, or only up to particular character, only if you want to read only first paragraph. So in that situation, you can definitely use some character spacing. So yeah, if I give 200 as a character limit, it will print up to 200. So this is one way I can open the file, and another way is I can try something like this. Yeah, if you see, I'm just performing the same function, but I'm just trying to use it in a different syntax. Okay, so if you see here, I'm giving all I'm doing is I'm just trying to read the content of the file. So if you see, I've used the read mode over here. Alternate way of using it is I've provided the read r character before my file path, so it will easily read and print it. One thing, if you have noted, is in this particular syntax, right? If I provide read mode separately in a character, if I have single slash, like a single slash in the file path, it will not read, because the interpreter will not understand what file path it is looking for. Okay, but if you use the read mode here, R mode here, then it will easily understand. You do not need to provide a double slash. It will easily understand the path. It will directly go into the path where the file is located. Okay, so this is one of the simplest way of. This is one of the traditional way of opening a file. Okay, and what else do we have? So next mode is write mode. So let's see. Okay, fine. So let's try to write something in the same file. Okay, so I'm gonna open it again. So file dot write. I'm gonna use some content like hello, how are you doing? So this is one of the content I'm trying to replace in my file. Okay, now file one dot write. Okay, since it is in a write mode, I'm trying to close it. It says not writable because why? What is the reason? Because I'm trying to open it in a read mode. So if you see, I have made a mistake here. I'm trying to open it in a read mode and then trying to write into a file. So it's not allowing me. It's throwing me an unsupported operation, not writable. So what do I need to do is I need to. So there is nothing like. So if you see. If I've given as it as R, you can see it is in red color because it is a part of syntax. But when I try to provide a W, it will not work because this is not a valid syntax operation. Whenever you want to provide it in a write mode, you want to follow the traditional way of providing it in a write mode. What is the problem? Okay, I missed something. Since I've not given it in a double slash, so I'm replacing it with a double slash character. File is not defined. It's file one. Yeah, if you see now, it's not throwing me any error. Let me go and look into my original file. Yeah, if you see now our content, entire content is replaced, and it's showing me what whatever I gave in this particular write syntax. Okay, so this is how a write works. So write is really useful when you want to replace the entire content of a file, but in most of the time, like you will not be happy with replacing the entire contents of the file, right? So you will our main intent, majority of the time our intent would be to like append a text to the existing file. So that's what we'll see in our next part. So let's see on append mode. So if you see, I have something for all you need to do is replace it with a append. So this is the character. This is the content which I currently have in my file. Close it. Okay, so here simply I will change it to append mode. So what I've done is like in my first line, I'm just opening the file in the append mode. So and I'm trying to write the content into my file using append mode. Now if you see, it's not throwing me error. Now let me go and look into my file. Yeah, if you see now I have my appended text. I'm doing good. If you keenly note in our earlier write mode, the entire content was replaced. If I use the write mode, then the entire content will be replaced and it will be written with new content. But whereas if you use append mode, it's quite simple. It's gonna just append to the existing content in your file. So that's all how we work with append mode. Okay, so this is all about a traditional way of file handling using Python. So this is very basic stuff when you want to work with a file. So yeah, this is all about file handling. I mean, how to handle a normal text file. So I'll just pause for a few seconds if you have any question. Questions? Alternate one of the alternate way we can read a file as using a with function. There is something called with function. This is something which works very similar to our read mode. If you see in with using with function, so this is the with function. I use the I am trying to open the file. So whenever you want to open a file, you want to definitely use this open file syntax. So if you see, I have added a alias like as file because I'm trying to open it in a form of a loop. Okay, so if you we'll have a detailed look about how loop works in our tomorrow session. But do not worry about it. But I just want to show this is one of an alternate way to read a file. But if you know the first operation, it's more than enough for you to understand how to work with files. Okay. So any questions from the audience? I'll just pause for a few seconds in case if you have any. Feel free to even in the comments, if you have any questions, just please type it out. Can you go ahead? Okay, I will take the test and yes, and I will jump on to next session working with Excel files. So yeah, we have half an hour more. Okay, work with Excel files. As I said, Excel file is one of the most commonly used file for data transformation. Okay. So let me open an Excel file which I already prepared. Okay, so I have prepared an Excel file called purchase details. So I'm trying to open it. Yeah, if you see in my Excel file, I have a few list of items which is ordered in an e-commerce site. So I have serial number, I have the order number, I have the item name, I have item price, I have total units. So how many units people have purchased. So this is the sample Excel file which I do have currently. Okay. So what is necessary to read this Excel file is you might be put into a situation where you want to understand the statistic of the contents which is present in an Excel file. You can, for example, you want to do the sum of you want to know the this the amount of purchase which was made for a particular day. You want to, if you want to know the total units that was purchased for a particular day. So this is very basic example. I've given you a very layman example so that you'll have a better understanding. But when you work in a real-time project, the content will be a little complex and huge, and the requirement you might get is also might be huge. Okay, so whenever you work with advanced project where you want to handle, when you want to create a larger frameworks and all, right, you definitely reading contents from Excel file is going to be very critical. So this is one of the basic example I want to show you so that you will have a better understanding. Okay, so let's see how to work with, how to extract the content of this Excel file, and then probably let me print and show you that. Okay, so here, okay, so what I'm going to do is read Excel. So if you remember in our yesterday session, I spoke about few packages which was readily available. Okay, so Pandas is one of the popular package which we can use to work with Excel file, because Pandas gives you output in a tabular format, in a structured format, which is called data frame. We will see about data frame in our future sessions. But the greater advantage of using Pandas is to easily read the contents of the Excel file and try to print it. So that's how you can easily work with Excel files. Okay. So import pandas as PD. I mean, like, it's not necessary I need to use this as PD alias, but I'm gonna use this usually in a project in my coding. So I added it as a simple alias, so that so this is the traditional way of adding an alias to the file which you are importing. So whenever I want to work with, forget about pandas. Whenever you are working with any package in a real-time project, you want to definitely use the import your package name. If I'm working with NumPy, I will provide NumPy. If I'm working with Skykit, I will use Skykit. So whatever packages you want to use, you can just simply import it. If you do not import it, it will not work. Pandas SPD, and what else? Okay, so next I need to work with Excel file. Okay, so if I need to work with Excel file, again I need I need few packages to work with Excel files. Okay, right? So let me show here content part. Okay, so these are list of packages which is available for me to work with Excel file. Okay, so you can open PyExcel is one of the package. Excel SX writer you can is another package. Excel RD, Excel WT, Excel UT. So these are various these are list of there are many more packages which are still available in the market, but these are the most commonly used packages to read Excel files. Okay, so OpenPy, Excel SX writer, Excel RD. First three items are very commonly used. Okay, so I've used XLRD because I've generally used I've got used to XLRD, and it is one of the greatest packages that we can use to work with Excel file. So I'm gonna import XLRD2. Okay. So next is so what's our next operation? Next operation is I want to try to read an Excel file. Okay. I will so okay fine. I do not want to copy. So let me try to write it. So I'm trying to read my file. Okay, path of my file. Okay, I'm declaring a variable, something like this, and I'm trying to provide the path of where my Excel file is located. So where is it located? So it is located here under the purchase details. So this is the file I'm trying to read. You see, I'm adding an extension, file extension XLSX. Okay, so this is the this is the file extension that XLRD will work with. Okay, so you need to so if you note it, if you see the file type over here, so it says Microsoft Excel worksheet. So it's so this you can simply confirm it is an Excel sheet. Okay, now I have the path of my file, and then I will try to read print this in a form of data frame PD1, and so I say, what can I say? I can say data frame one, data frame. I know we need during since this is our first session about pandas and data frame, probably it might be a little confusing for you. So I'm going a little slower and and giving you a practical session. So feel free to jump in if you have any queries. Okay. So data frame one equal to so I'm gonna use pandas dot read Excel. Okay. So I can use pandas here. I can use pandas here, but for my simplicity, I have declared it as an alias, right? PD. So PD dot read Excel file, read underscore Excel. This is the file. I can provide the path of the file here, or else simply I can provide the entire long path of the file here. Okay, so this is an alternate way of doing it, and I'm passing it over here. So so this is how you read a file, and I'm just gonna print the data frame. Okay, let's see. Probably I want to type it and show you because so in real world when you code you will be put in a situation where you'll get a lot of errors. So let's debug those errors in real time as well. Okay, so I'm getting some error. So if can someone tell me what's the error about? Can someone in the audience, we have faced this issue earlier. Can you tell me what mistake I'm doing in this particular program? Come on, guys, I want it to be an interactive session. So can someone in the audience tell me? Any answers? You can even type it. You can even type it in the chat box. No? Silence as usual, huh? Any answers? Okay, fine. Okay, let me fix it by myself. So what I'm missing is so if you see in my earlier example we faced this issue like in code escape character, right? So simple. I'm just missing double backslash because it's not reading my file path correctly. So um, if you see there's a star here, it means my program is running. Whenever we work with the data frame for the first time, it will take quite a few seconds to read the Excel file and print it. So let's just wait for a second. If you see there's a star over here, it means my program is running and it's loading. So what my code is doing is I'm just trying to read that Excel file and print that contents of Excel file. Okay, yeah, that's all. So if you see now, my contents of Excel file is read successfully, and I have printed it in the form of a data frame. So whenever I work with the pandas package, it shows me a file. It shows me contents in the form of a data frame. Okay, so now, as I said earlier, I will have a session in future to describe explain what's data frame and how to read and how to work with data frames and all in future. But even in case if you are much interested, I have posted few videos about how pandas and data frame in my YouTube video tutorials, so you can have a look at it. Okay. There I have explained it with a few examples too, so you can follow that and understand how data frame and pandas works. Okay. So now if you want to cross check, this is the content I have it here in my file, and I'm just reading and printing it. So if you see the left corner column, it's the 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 is the index of my file contents. So index is nothing but if you have learned about arrays and all in Python or Java, index whenever you try to iterate within a list of items or a list of arrays, your index generally starts from 0. So similarly here also, the index starts from 0 and I have index up to 4. Okay, so this is one of the simplest way where we can read an Excel file and print it using pandas. Okay, so any questions until now? Any questions? I will pause for a few seconds again. Okay, I will take that as no questions. I will jump on to next. So now I have the contents of my file, my Excel file in the form of data frame over here. And okay, let's say that I want to do sum of all rows. Okay, data frame one dot sum. Probably if you want to take, I'll try to share this rough book after the session, but in case even if you want to take notes, you can take it. Okay, x is equal to 1. Let me try to print it. So what am I doing? What mistake am I doing? So it's not df1, it's data frame 1. So I want to perform sum at a row level, right? So I'm giving, so okay, yeah. So I'm not doing it correctly. Can anyone tell me what mistake am I doing? Any question? Any answers from the okay, silence as usual. X is equal to 1. Data frame 1. I wanna perform. Okay, what mistake am I doing? X is equal to okay, let me try something like this. Yeah. if you now look, the mistake which I did earlier was I printed it again. So I was using data frame 1 to print. So it printed me the earlier the result of the earlier output. Okay, so simply if you now see, it's trained when I give access equal to 0, it will print all the sum of all the columns. Okay, rather I should say it as rows, sum of all the rows. Okay, if you see for order number, it's summing up all these details like 38932. It's summing up all the column row details from order number and displaying it. If you see serial number, it's add is summing up all these details, but in I want to show you how to perform sum at a row level, but in real world, it's not really practical to add serial number and all, right? So this is not one of the best way to perform a sum operation, but yeah, but I want, in case if there is at all a need to perform sum at row level, entire row level, then you can use this. Okay, and what else? I can try something called axis equal to, if you noted axis equal to 0, axis equal to 1. So it is at a row level and it is at a column level. So if you see now, it's displaying things at a column level. So now if you sum up all these details, it will give you this result. So it now the sum is at a row level. It's basically summing up different columns at a row level. Okay, so this is the basic output. This is how you can sum up all the columns. Okay, and what else we can see? Yeah, so and then I will come to a key part. So what's the time? We have 15 minutes more. So if you see now, I have summed all these details very blindly. So it's summing up all the serial number details. It's trying to sum up all the character details also, which is not meaningful for me to do, right? Why do we want to sum all the string characters? So there's no meaningful it. The meaningful way of doing it, when you want to sum only a particular field. Okay, when you want to work with a single field. So I can say something like, I can use, for example, let's consider I want to calculate the price of all the items purchased. Okay, I want to have the total of all this, total of all the item price. So I will, so item price total to what's the data frame I've stored it in data frame 1, right? Data frame 1 dot sum of, what's the field name? I want to provide the field name. Item price is my field name, right? So now I will simply I will simply print it, item price total. Item price total. Oh, what mistake am I doing? It's not subscriptable. Okay, it should be, yeah, it should be dot sum, I guess. Yeah, now if you see now, oops, I'm making some mistake. Let me quickly check. Templates dot 3000. What mistake am I doing? Okay, it should be some method. I'm not using the method here. Yeah, now if you see now, I have calculated the total of all the item price. So all these 5 items is now summed up, and it's showing me the item total. So this is how you can work with a data frame item to sum the some particular column. Okay, so this is a meaningful way of performing an aggregation function. What I showed earlier is not commonly used, because there's no use in summing up the string characters or serial number and all. But yeah, that's one of the way if you want to use. But the traditional way of performing aggregation or any operation is at a column level. So this is what I have done over here. So this is how we can perform some operation at a column level when you read items from Excel file. Okay. So any questions? I'll pass for questions. Okay, fine. Let me quickly jump on to next part. Next part is, what if I want to access particular only particular column of an Excel file? Okay, so what if I want to access this? What if I want to know the price of Motorola? Okay, so whenever I have a requirement, when I want to access a particular cell of an Excel file, then probably we have a concept in we have an indexing concept in pandas, which will try to identify the particular value using a syntax called indexing operation called ILOC. So if you need, you can take a note of it. I have made a detailed tutorial on how to work with ILOC, LOC. These are all indexing operators which is available in Python pandas. So you can easily work with. I can just simply provide the location. So it means second row, third column. So when I do it, yeah, if you see, it's printing out the value 40,000. So if I go here, so where's my it's so this is my second row, 0. So this is my second row. Okay, so if you see my data frame, okay, I rather than showing you the Excel file, I need to show you the data frame. So this is the data frame which is available for me, right? If you see, this is my second row, because indexing starts from 0, right? 0. So if you see, this is my second row and my third column, 0, 1, 0, 1, 2, 3. So this is my third column. So it's printing me the value called 40,000. So this is how you can use this ILOC operation to access the particular value of a particular cell value. Okay, so if I want to print something called 3,3, it will print the value 50,000, or I'll show you something called 3,2. So it will print the Motorola. Okay, so what's present in 3,2 is Motorola. So if you see, so it means it's present in third row. So if you see the index, it's present in third row and second column. So it will print. So this is how you can access the individual, particular cell of an Excel. Okay. So this is how we work with Excel ILOC operator and indexing operator. So that's one. And anything else? Any questions until now? Any questions? Okay, I will take that as an yes, and I guess you have no doubts. So okay, so in my earlier speech I said, like, let's work with Excel and CSV file also, right? So this is how you work with an Excel file, and the CSV file I will how many minutes we got? Yeah, we got 10 more minutes. So Excel, so I worked with Excel file now. So I will show you a CSV file. So if you see it, this is a if you see the type of file, it comma separated value. Okay, so CSV is nothing but it's a comma separated value. So now I will open this file. So actually it will look exactly like Excel file, but it's actually a comma separated file. So I can tell you how another So that's another way how CSV file looks. I can show you something like that. So in real time whenever I worked in real time projects, I will get a CSV file something like this. So this is called comma separated file. Basically, I'm having it in a comma separated format. That's all. It's as simple as that. So I'll prepare something like this. So if you see, this is called comma separated file. Okay, for now let's have just 2 rows alone. It's more than enough. Let's ignore these things. Okay, so this is a comma separated file. But now I will save it as a. If you see now, I will go and save as this. I will save it in our file. I will save it as a all file. I'll say CSV sample file. If you keenly note, I am giving it in an extension called .csv. So I'm giving it as .csv. Okay, that's all. Now I have saved it. Now I will close this file. Now I will go and look into it again. If you now see, I created a text file, but I'm and saved it in a CSV format. Now it's available in a view of Excel. Okay, so now you see, this is how a comma separated file looks like. Okay, so what am I done? Yeah, I've given comma for Apple and iPhone too. So that's the way. That's why it's displaying it in a different cell. Okay, so this is how a CSV file will look like. Okay, so I'm not gonna worry about this. I just want to show you how a CSV file looks. So I closed that file. So exactly you know, CSV, when you work with the CSV operation, it will work exactly like how you worked on Excel file. But only thing that's gonna change is the read CSV method. Okay, if you see, I'm gonna use the same syntax over here. Okay, for whatever I've used to read Excel file, I'm gonna use the same item over list over here. So I'm gonna say CSV file path. Okay, path of file, CSV path of file. Okay, for namesake, I'm gonna replace it. Here, if you see, I've used read underscore Excel method, but whereas I've used read underscore CSV. So earlier I've used data frame 1, right? Now I will print it as a data frame 2. So I'm gonna just print it. Oops. Okay, I have made a mistake. So I can, what I've done is, like, I'm using read CSV method, but I'm providing the file path .xlsx, which is the file path for CSV. Sorry, which is the file path for Excel. So so this is the file name of the CSV file I'm trying to read. Okay, so I need to provide a proper correct file name. Let's see. Yeah, now if you see, I have simply read the contents from the CSV file and printed it as a data frame. Okay, so this is how you work with a CSV file. Similarly, I mean, you can use the same operations whatever you used to work with Excel file in the CSV file. The only difference is change in file format. Okay, the understandability of comma separated file is really very important, because now I will tell in my day-to-day work, I regularly use this CSV file more than Excel file. Okay, so understanding how the CSV file works is pretty much important. So whenever you jump into industry where you work on any data science or data warehouse projects, or forget about any data warehouse projects, wherever you go, whenever you wanna use file format for information exchanging. The CSV file is the most commonly used file format. Okay, so this is how you work with CSV file and Excel file. So you can perform. So just for namesake, I will try to use the. So I printed data frame 2 here, right? Data frame 2 dot loc. What I wanna print, I wanna read the first row and second column value. I'm gonna just print it. Yeah, it says Apple iPhone 6. As simple as that. Okay, so this is what I have read it. So you gonna you can use the same operation whatever you used to work with Excel file to CSV file also. The only difference is the reading of the file method. Okay, so I've just used Python dot CSV method and I'm providing the file path instead of providing the file path in a variable name. You can even directly give it here. So I can show you that too. Yeah, both works same. So what I did earlier was I just stored the file path in a different variable and pass that variable name here. But here I've just simply declared the file path over here. So this is how the data frame the Excel and CSV operation works in Python. So one thing you need to understand is this is not the what I've showed you in the initial part of file handling is the it's the traditional way of working with Python files. Okay, this is the traditional way of working with Python file. Sorry, this is the traditional way of working with any kind of files. Okay, but the greater advantage of Python is it has readily available packages like Pandas. So on there are many available packages. You can just Google through. There are n number of packages which is available in Python to work with any modules. So here we have used Pandas to read the Excel file and CSV file, and we have worked with and we try to read the contents of the Excel file and we perform few aggregation functions as well. And additionally, we have tried to read the individual cells of Excel and CSV file. So that's all about that's all what I want to cover in today's session. So I'll just pause for a few seconds in case if you have any queries. Any question, guys? No, even in case if you have any queries, like feel free to WhatsApp me in the group, or even you can even privately ping me over WhatsApp, and or even if you have a larger even if you have doubts where your content is high, you can email me. I will try to respond it whenever I get some time. Okay, guys, that's all what I want to show. That's what I want to present in today's session. So in tomorrow's session, let's have a look about how how loops work in Python, and additionally, in addition, I want to show you how the there are a few advanced concepts in Python like lambdas, list comprehension, etc. So all those things I will show you in tomorrow's session. Okay.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you. And you can share your mail ID, and any of the attendees have any queries and your contact number, so that they can directly communicate to you through your WhatsApp number or through mail ID.
Okay, sure, definitely. I'll ping that in the WhatsApp group. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Sure.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, thank you very much. In case if you have no queries, then probably we can wind up. Okay, thank you everyone. We'll see you tomorrow.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much. Bye.